Okay, it's that time. Thank you for joining us today for our BNI San Diego podcast. As you can see from across the screen, we have one of my favorite co-hosts. He's been a co-host through this series on our BNI Core Values. Andy Cruz, welcome, Andy.
Hey, what's happening, Ed?
Just having a great old time, having a wonderful day, and looking forward to today's podcast. What core value are we talking about today?
Today is a great one. Although it is our fifth one, it is a good one. It is the core value of positive attitude. So
Andy, wait. Positive attitude? Why that?
Yeah, I didn't really want to do the show about this.
Exactly.
Yeah, positive attitude. Guess what? We have a choice. A choice doesn't matter. But let's read what positive attitude is, and then I want to have some dialogue together. Let's talk about what that means in the context of BNI, and then how that can translate to every single one of our members in their businesses. So the BNI core value positive attitude is we find the good in everything that happens to us, and that propels our lives forward. Finding the good in every person enables us to attract terrific people, opportunities, and wealth.
Oh, spot on. Positive attitude. And again, even though I was saying it in jest, why the heck is positive attitude important?
Oh gosh, there's so many different opinions, theories, perspectives, research, books, articles, videos, all about positive attitude. But it is really hard to make a case against it, isn't it? First of all, let's talk about the irony of making a case against a positive attitude. That's kind of funny in and of itself on the face value. But it's really hard to make a case against it. I mean, we're really trying to address a lot of ourselves in the shortcomings of where we lack positive attitude.
Oh,
it really reveals something about me, and it reveals something about the people around me if we do not have a positive attitude ourselves, or cannot invite other people into a positive attitude no matter the situation.
Yeah. And what I love about positive attitude is it's an attractor, right? It draws people in. I really, as I was preparing to talk about positive attitude, I was thinking about the flip side of that, right? The negative Nelly, right? I wonder who that original Nelly was. It's like, you think about that thing, it's like, oh my gosh.
There's like one person in all of human history that caused that entire saying for all perpetuity.
But you think about when you think about, because let's face it, we've all been around negative people, and I'm going to be honest and say that there were periods of time in my life that was me, right? There were things that were going on. I was overwhelmed. Yeah. And the positivity wasn't exuding out of me. It was the negative side. And I know that I pushed people away. Yeah. But what I love about that, being around positive people, is it's an attractor. It draws you in, wants you to lean in on those people because they're infectious. Let's face it. Have you ever been around, you're having a kind of a mediocre day, and you get around somebody who's positive, and when you leave, it's like everything changes in you. Your whole demeanor, everything changes. Yeah,
and I mean, look, we do have a choice. I'm not saying that people are without conditions that are difficult. I have a whole set of them myself. I have a whole set of life circumstances and conditions that are very, very challenging on a regular basis. But I do have a choice, and I can choose to be positive in those situations, and I can choose to be negative in those situations. And the choice to be positive at least gives me a chance at seeing whatever is in front of me that I need to overcome, seeing it through. Let's just talk in terms of BNI for a second. Like I can complain about getting up early in the morning, or if you're a lunchtime meeting, oh, this is my lunch I'm supposed to have to myself. I'm a lunchtime group. I can complain about that stuff, but I mean, I want to say I've been told this once. I think he said it's never too early to pick up a paycheck, and I was like, okay.
that changed perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, hey, if I'm going to pick up a paycheck and you tell me I got to be there at 5:30 in the morning, okay, I'll be there at 5:30 in the morning. Speaking to the part of attracting wealth as far as the core value is concerned, look, I'm going to have a positive attitude at the meeting because that's what I want everyone else to have. I want to show up to a room full of people that have a positive attitude. I mean, look, I get it's hard for some people and less difficult for others to have an early meeting, and some people it's easy to get to where the meeting is. I mean, Ed, we have a member who literally crosses the border to get to our meeting every single week, and he does not know. whether the border will be shut down because the car in front of him has to be investigated, or if it's going to be a 2-hour line or a 4-hour line. There are great challenges that stand in front of some people's ability to get to a meeting, and they still do it. And then they do it and they're happy about it and they have a positive attitude. So, it really is, I think, critical to helping a chapter's culture thrive and grow is everyone having a positive attitude, no matter whether your chapter's 8 people, 10, 15, 20, 50, it kind of doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is the people who are not positive are going to start to stick out like a sore thumb, and it's going to be very difficult for them to be in BNI with a room of givers gain people who have a positive attitude and then try to expect these amazing outcomes at the end.
Absolutely. And like we've shared about several of our core values so far, a lot of it begins with mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would think this is one that really is grounded in mindset. How you look at things, that the glass is half empty, half full, however you want to put it, your outlook on life. And when you have a positive outlook, everything is an opportunity. Every challenge is a new opportunity,
right?
That you get to overcome, and we get to decide what that's going to be.
Yeah, and I think there's also a difference between like someone having a negative moment or having a negative lifestyle.
Ooh,
there's a big difference between those things. I can have look, I had a negative moment the other day where I'm like, oh, this is rough. I don't know what I'm going to do in this situation. How am I going to do? I had this like kind of semi-defeated approach because I was stuck in the moment. But I had to like zoom out from what was going on in the big picture and go, okay, wait a minute. I'm just having this negative moment. I'm not having a negative. My entire path of success hasn't just turned bleak and dark all of a sudden. I'm having this problem right now. Okay, if I shift into, okay, how would I approach this with a positive attitude? Solutions come up, creations start coming, answers start showing up, and then we can get ourselves out of things or get help to get out of the things that might be having us stuck in the mud in whatever we're doing right now.
Oh, absolutely. So the CEO for BNI Global for many years was a man by the name of Norm Dominguez. Norm has now retired. He is he's the CEO and emeritus, I think status is what it is.
Yeah.
Norm was the CEO, I think, for 17 plus years in BNI. Norm is probably one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life, to the point where he's actually written a book on the magic of positivity. It's a tiny little book. It's got tons of nuggets in it. I highly recommend picking up Norm Dominguez's Magic of Positivity, because it talks about our state of mind. It talks about the people that are around us. It talks about when you're dealing with customers and how your positive attitude, how you show up to that meeting could be the make or break of that particular client relationship.
Sure. I mean, think about at a meeting setting, and you come in and someone is trying to cheer you up, and maybe they're a little bit more chipper than you. Maybe they're being a little more positive to you. How does that welcome you into your own meeting with your own team that you're meeting on a weekly basis? How does that help lift your spirits if you're encountering that negative moment or maybe a negative season where things are just challenging and difficult and you're not sure what to do? You don't know what the future looks like. We can kind of like hold on to this hope that there's positivity on the way, because I know that I'm going to show up to that meeting and there's going to be someone positive in that room, or a lot of somebody's in that room that are being positive. And from a firsthand account, that has helped me on days where I'm like, man, the day before my meeting was really hard. And then I got to go tomorrow to this meeting. Oh gosh, I got to make sure I'm ready for that. And then I go there and people, hey, Andy, how's it going? Like, hey, what's going on? It looks like you're thinking of something. How was yesterday? What are you walking around with? And it's because I think it's a couple of things. People know, I've allowed myself to be known. People care enough to know me. They have giver's gain attitude. They understand that normally I have a positive attitude. So when I don't, it's clear as day that there's something going on.
Some things, off.
Yeah. But then here's the thing I think about a lot, and it wraps up in this, is like, if everyone was walking around and they had like a display screen above their forehead that said, here's the top 3 things I'm worried about today. Everybody has a top 2, 3, 5 things they're thinking about, consumed by, dwelling on, they're working on a formula to figure out. They're actually worried, maybe panicking. Who knows? Everybody's got something. Doesn't matter if they're at the stoplight, they're at your meeting, they're at your office. Everybody's got something up here in their heads. It's their top 3 things that they're dealing with. And it might just be my positive attitude that helps them in that processing that they're trying to overcome something.
Oh, and that's why it's so important. It's important to be positive for you and your mindset. But what Andy just talked about is it's important to be positive for the people around you.
Yes.
Because you never know the kind of day somebody's having, and you bringing a little bit of sunshine into their day, what an impact it can have. And I love that word impact. I think of, I think of an accident or, when if you were to hit something and it makes an impression in whatever it is, that's what impact is. You're making an impression on somebody's life, or in somebody's life by going out of your way to be positive for somebody. Here's the thing. If you can't be positive for you today, be positive for somebody else today.
Yeah. And you might be the one that can see the positive angle on the negative circumstances someone else is trying to factor and figure out. And it's just happened enough times in BNI where I've seen it, where someone had a solution for me, and then I had a solution for someone else. Yeah. Because you're kind of out. Because look, there's so many times we just find ourselves outside of someone else's problem, and then like the answer is super obvious to us, or the way out is super obvious to us because we're not stuck in the middle of it. And I've been the beneficiary of that so many times. I mean, countless times where someone was able to see the scenario so clearly and just go, "It's this," and I go, "Oh, yeah, you're right. That's easy to fix. I just didn't see that."
And I love the way that you put it right, because it's when we're having that tough moment, it's because we're zoomed in, and all we can see is the moment. But it's that positivity that allows us to zoom out and to see how much we have to be grateful for.
Yeah. Yep. So even if you don't see it in the moment, or even if you don't feel positive in the moment, like work your way, commit to yourself that you will work your way towards seeing a positive angle or asking someone to see the positive and then share that with you. This is a key point to having quality relationships in BNI. We talk about building relationships in core values, talk about having giver's gate attitude. We talk about the things that work the best in BNI all the time. Like, allow yourself to be seen and known inside your meeting and by your chapter members. And they'll be able to they can tell when something's just a little bit off, but then they're also there to aid, support, and help you, so they can help you see the positive part maybe that you can't. And then really when you're not having those situations or those conditions that are causing you to have to fix something, just be positive. Just choose positivity. You don't have to be grumbling about the this and the that and whatever. We're just choosing that, but we don't have to. So my advocacy here is, if you're a BNI member already and you have things you'd like to change in your membership, great, go change them. Look at the positive slant, get the positive opinion perspective you need, and then go do those things you need to do to make it even more positive and have that positivity of attitude and approach reinforced with the reward you're hoping for.
So in other words, take action. In other words, be a positive influence on your chapter. Like you said, if there are things that you don't see, that you don't like, that, hey, let's do something different, bring that with positive change. Not like, hey guys, I'm going to complain because this isn't going like I want. Let's do it someplace else. But you know what? Bring positivity into it and create the change. Be the change.
Yes. And we even have it built into our meeting structure. Towards the end of the meeting, when we do the I have part of the meeting, it's positive. It's, I have a referral for Ed, or I have 5 referrals for all these people today, or I have a testimonial about BNI. A testimonial is inherently positive. It's about something that is good, something that has value and adds to our life. And that comes with a positive attitude whenever you're delivering whatever testimony you're delivering.
Sure does. Oh, I love this. Okay, Andy, we're coming to our close, and you know what I'm going to ask you. What's that mic drop moment that you want to leave with our visitors, our listeners today, could be visiting, our listeners today, on the power of our core value of positive attitude?
So it's very simple, but it's very difficult sometimes because it has to do with our ego and our attitude. And it is, be quicker to return to positive than you were last time.
Ooh.
So whatever duration you spend outside of a positive attitude, be quicker to get into a positive attitude next time. And then you shorten those windows of negativity to eventually where it's just positivity most or all the time, all the time.
And let's face it, those are the people that we want to be around. Those are the people that we want to be in communication with, in proximity with.
Yes.
Right? Because those things rub off during the moments when we're needing it.
Absolutely.
Right? Oftentimes we're the positive for somebody, but there's going to be a time where you're going to need it. So being in proximity to those people, just like I am in proximity with Andy, who's oftentimes that person for me, his positivity, the glow off of his head. That's not to say anything on baldness, but it's the glow, exactly. Right. Andy, again, thank you for joining us. We have two more core values to go to. So we'll be back here in 2 weeks talking about the word accountability. And I know that some of our listeners are cringing because that can be a tough word sometimes.
Great one.
Yeah, we're going to be positive about it. It's going to be a great word. Right? Absolutely. Andy, again, thank you for joining us. And I look forward to you being back with us in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Ed.
And for our listeners, make sure you stay tuned next week. We're not going to be talking about core values, but we've got another great topic. And then in 2 weeks, Andy and I are back here talking about the element of accountability. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.
This episode of the BNI San Diego Podcast has been brought to you by Cruise Productions, a San Diego-based video production company and proud BNI member. You can find us at the intersection where business and creativity meet, or online at cruiseproductionsinc.com.